Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was shocked when liberal reporters ironically wanted to bring up the topic of fake news recently in an effort to bash President Donald Trump. Too bad for them, things would go horribly wrong, and that it's about the time Sanders unleashed their worst nightmare. CNN is the king of fake news. Although they hate the phrase, they've been wrong enough times just in the past year alone to rightfully earn the title. However, it seems that despite their mistakes, they're still not too worried about tightening up their journalistic standards. Doing a fair amount of damage every time, it seems that those employed by the news outlet don't mind simply shrugging their shoulders and saying whoops as if that's good enough. Proving just that, they messed up yet again just recently by saying that Donald Trump Jr. personally received hacked documents from WikiLeaks. Of course, this wasn't true, but that didn't stop CNN from putting it out without properly vetting their sources and getting to the truth first. In turn, the damage was done as the topic trended on social media even long after the reports were exposed as fake and untrue. Shockingly, idiots like Chris Cuomo and a slew of other reporters all express outrage at the phrase fake news but continue to refuse to change their ways. In fact, CNN reporters were so outraged recently that they took up the matter with none other than White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. Too bad for them, it would be the biggest mistake they had made in a long time as she unleashed their worst nightmare, taking them to the woodshed, according to Chicks on the Right. If ever there was anything that liberal networks don't like, it's the truth, and that's just what Sanders gave them. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders has clearly had it up to here with the seemingly constant barrage of mistakes that always seem to damage the Trump administration. During Monday's press conference, Sanders expressed as much to CNN's Jim Acosta and the rest of the room when she said, "A number of outlets have had to retract and change and rewrite and make editors note to a number of different stories. There's a very big difference between making honest mistakes and purposely misleading the American people." In the end, she's 100% right. Not only are these people reporting on stories meant to intentionally hurt the president, but they're ignoring the real good that he's doing because it goes against their desired narrative. Even worse yet, the practice has emboldened ABC to release a damaging report that even caused the stock market to tank 350 points in a mere half hour after their fake news broke. As one would imagine, the liberal lapdogs exploded like they always do, trying to defend their own honor, but you know Sanders, she's as smooth as butter. Not only did she stick the fake news networks with the facts, but she did it with honor, dignity, and grace. The left can get mad at the truth all they want, but it's not going anywhere. If networks like CNN don't want to be treated like fake news, then they're going to have to change their ways. For one, they're going to have to stop having accidents all the time. Saying sorry after something like this happens is only effective for so long. After a while, people will stop believing that you're sorry and realize that you're actually intent on doing things that way. In other words, if you were sorry, you'd actually try to change things in order to prevent it from happening in the future. Clearly, that's not what CNN is doing. Secondly, they're going to have to start reporting fairly like, oh, I don't know, mention just one of the many good things that are happening around the country right now because of President Trump. You don't get to just attack a man non-stop while ignoring the positive effects that he is having on our nation, its people, and the economy, and think that he's not going to fight back. They may not like the phrase fake news, but if they're not going to change, then they better get used to it. Share the story and leave a comment by clicking one of the buttons below. Follow us on Facebook at Mad World News.